All right, gang, let's dive right into it. Welcome to another edition of Webinar Wednesday. It's really great to be here with the BD family. Nice to join everyone here. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. I am Jason there on the left. We're lucky to be joined by David Rockland, the digital strategist here at Brilliant Directories. We have a great presentation for you guys today. So David, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Absolutely. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Glad to be back with you for another webinar.
And I always like to mention, if you're not already part of our Facebook group, you can join us at brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook. Click on that blue join button. It's a great way to keep in touch in between Webinar Wednesdays. I'm pretty active in there myself, and there's really productive and constructive discussions started there by the group members. So if you're not already part of that group, I do invite you to join. You can go there right now. Head on over to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook. And I always like to mention, for those of you joining us for the first time, I do see a few familiar names out there, but a handful of new names. Welcome to the webinar. It's a great place where we here at Brilliant Directories can connect with you guys, answer your questions, and also show you some of the newer features that are built into the platform week after week. Mostly we'll focus on features that can help you grow your community faster. We like to cover topics such as how to increase your traffic. We cover topics on how to convert visitors into members of your site pretty often. One of my favorites is how to improve and simplify your website's navigation to improve conversion rates. If you have any questions on these topics or anything about your membership website, we'll try to get to as many questions as we can in just a bit. So hang in there, and we'll get to you soon. All right, one of my favorite parts of the webinar, the BD Lab updates. We have a small handful of helpful updates to share with you guys. And actually, after completing some of these updates, it made us want to enhance some of them because the usability, the helpfulness of them seems to be there, and we want to kind of make things even better. I'll start there right at the top. If you have the Member Profile Analytics add-on, there are settings where you can see your members' stats. Members can see their own stats, how many profile views or clicks to their websites that they've received. We've put a new indicator in the admin area where you can see, you as the admin can see the total profile views your members have. Now, you'll see this if the Analytics add-on is enabled for their membership plan. So let me go into the admin area and kind of show you where this will be if you have the add-on and if it's enabled for the members membership plan. So this will be under My Members and Search Members. And we'll see here next to their links, this is just a demo site that we have for the webinars, but we can see here how many views the member's profile has received. These are raw views, so we can see here this member, as an example, has received 32 profile views, 83, 28, etc., etc. So it's a nice quick view snapshot when you're checking out your members. If you're doing additional filtering here based on subscription or top-level category, it can be a helpful indicator as to which of your members is receiving good activity on their profiles, and that might be an opportunity to reach out to them. Maybe you want to show them, maybe they're not noticing the profile views, but you want to show that to them and maybe offer them an upgrade or something like that, or maybe highlight them as a noteworthy member, feature them on the homepage, or write a blog article post spotlighting them, whatever you think would add value. What's also cool is you can click on this and it will take you to the Profile Analytics tab for that member in the admin area. So you can see month over month what their stats are. If anyone clicked to see their phone number or call them, or whatever stats you're able to track with your analytics here. And if you scroll down to the bottom, you can see the totals. We will be improving the UI of this. I know Colette has mentioned in previous webinars she'd like to lock this top part here. And there are some other things that we want to update to kind of make this a little nicer to look at the stats. So we'll be having those in the coming months as well, those updates. All right, this one has also been highly requested in the Facebook group. On your homepage, you can have streaming sections down your homepage. You can stream your blog articles. You can select to display your recent events, featured members, recent members, and there's always been a spot to have custom homepage content. So mixed in with all those default streaming widgets, you could have one custom section to add your own custom content. However, the feedback that we received, although that was helpful, people did want to have additional custom sections available on their homepage. So maybe you, on your homepage, you have your blog articles and then some custom content, and then you want to stream your recent events, and then you want another piece of custom content on your homepage. You can now have that, and let me show you where you can edit that and what it would look like on your site. Of course, you would add your own custom content. So on this demo site, I've added it just under the hero section here. If we scroll down, we can see this is just a sample piece of custom content here. And it does work with the pre-made elements, so you can kind of drag in pre-made elements as you're doing this. I've also added a background color to these homepage streaming sections for the custom content. Here's a second piece of custom content on the homepage here. And then here in this third spot, I'm actually just using the recent blog articles section here, and I've enabled the carousel slider on the homepage. It looks pretty nice. And then on the fourth section, I am back to custom content on the homepage. Of course, I'm just using some of the pre-made blocks here, but you can use your own widget shortcode. You can put forms here. You can put images, quick links, whatever you want to put. And here is yet another piece of custom homepage content here. So let me show you where you can add this and mix it into your streaming homepage content. I'll start back at the dashboard here. And this is already in the same area where you would add the custom homepage content. We're going to go to Design Settings. And once you're there, you can toggle to the Homepage tab. And if we scroll down just a little bit, it's going to be under the section for Enable Additional Sections. And we're going to select the content to display. So we can see here I have section 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can have up to 15 sections on your homepage. That should be plenty there. But what you have here in the drop downs is you can have custom content 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can have up to 5 pieces of custom content on your homepage by default. Custom content 1 is going to be what it was always, the custom homepage content. So that's now, if you had custom content on your homepage prior to this, custom content 1 is that slot for what was there before. So what we've effectively added is 2, 3, 4, and 5 now. So all you would do is just select what you want. In example, custom content 1, custom content 2. And when you do select it, I think I have one more here. I'm not using number 5. Let's do number 5. When you do this, you can edit the settings. And this is where you'll get the editor. It's, of course, a blank canvas here. You can add in whatever you want. What's nice is in the previous webinars, we showed that we've added the pre-made elements here so they can pop out. You can drag them in, and you could do some quick editing if you want to just add some content this way. And yeah, we'll just do this here, and we'll just save this. So I've now added custom content 5. Okay, and I'll just double save the changes here. So what we had as the last element here before was kind of this greenish color with these 4 action boxes. We'll refresh the page. We should have another section down here. Yep, here we go. So this is what I just created, custom content 5. So that's really nice. It is available for everyone, and hopefully that'll make improve the quality of life of using this section of the homepage settings. All right, now this next one is if you have the Google Translate add-on, there are 2 settings that we just wanted to alert you guys to that are available if you are using and have enabled the Google Translate module at the top header of your website. The first one is now you're able to change the placeholder text, and I'll show you exactly what we're referring to. Let me scroll up to the site. So if you've enabled the Google Translate, no matter what you've set your default language to, it will always in English say select language as the placeholder here in the drop down for Google Translate. What we've done is we've done a little modification and now made this a text label. So if you're starting your entire site in German, you don't want this to say select language, you want it to say select language in German. So Google doesn't let you edit that. We found a workaround for it. Let me show you where you can find the text label to edit the select language. This will be still in your settings area. You want to go to text labels. And the easiest thing to do is just search for Google Translate. There's only one text label related to that. Yep. Google Translate. Now, by default, it's empty. So by default, it's just going to say select language. However, let's actually have some fun here. Google Translate. So we'll type in select language and we'll translate it to, I don't know, Chinese. Okay, great. So let's say we wanted it to say that. Crossing my fingers. Let's see if that works. And we'll refresh the page. And there we go. So now this says select language in Chinese. So that's available if you're using the Google Translate add-on. The second thing is, by default, Google Translate makes available all their available languages that you could possibly translate into. We've had this setting for a while, but we've made some modifications to it. So I, again, wanted to highlight it in today's webinar. You can trim and limit the languages that are displayed here. So perhaps you just wanted to have English and Spanish as the translation options in this dropdown. Let me show you where you can edit the translation options here. So for this one, it's not a text label. We're going to go to the advanced setting. I'll just delete that for now. So we're going to go to advanced settings. And the same thing here, we can search for Google Translate. Okay, so what we have here is a comma-separated list of all the languages that Google will support in their Translate tool. And it's hard to see, but there is a link here. If you're wondering what the two-letter combinations stand for, there is a link here that takes you to Google's Translate languages. Let me just go there here. And you can see what the two-letter combinations, what languages they correspond to. So if we want Spanish, it's ES. So I'll just do English and Spanish. I know English is EN and Spanish is ES. So we'll just put these two and save the changes. Okay. And by the default language on the site is English. So I don't believe English will be an option drop down here, just Spanish. It already knows that we're in English. So you can see here we've now limited the languages to the additional languages separate from the primary language of the website. So we've trimmed the list of languages available here, and we can see besides the primary language, we just have the additional languages here, which would be Spanish. All right. This third one here is more for designers and developers. We do have about 700 or 800 available Google fonts in the design settings that you can select. However, there are times and instances when brands need to use a particular font to stay on brand with fonts that they're using in other marketing assets like brochures and things like that. So you now have the ability to locally upload your font files into the Media Manager. These would be your EOT files, your WOOF or WOOF2 files. You can upload them into the Media Manager and then reference them locally in your CSS files and in your head. So if you do need to load fonts locally, again, for advanced designers and developers, you now have the ability to add those into your Media Manager. All right, some items that are coming soon. I'm personally excited for. We're going to be creating an add-on that unlocks 25, at least 25, there might be more, new elements, the pre-made elements for your web pages. Right now we have a pretty solid list of 4 or 5. It sounds limited, but they're pretty powerful just by modifying, the images or the title text there for what you want to create. But we are going to create an add-on that unlocks 25 more pre-made elements or content blocks that you can add into your web pages. Look out for that maybe end of July, beginning of August. Since May, we have been working on improving page speed, and we have seen some big improvements on our baseline websites. We're continuing to improve page speed. We're doing some final items to improve the server response times. And then the second biggest opportunity to improve page speeds is lazy loading images. So we are looking forward to that, also moving into July and August. This has also come up. We released the community comments add-on some time ago. However, in order to get it released quickly, we didn't have the logic to support email notifications for people who are following a post or the author of a post to get notified when a new comment is added to a post. So we've been thinking long and hard on how we want to tackle this and accomplish this. What we're going to create are email notification settings that your members can turn on or off for their member profiles. We don't have the final logic laid out yet, but I can show you a preview of the direction we're heading in. I do have a mock-up image here. So in their member dashboard, we're thinking of adding an email notification settings area. And here they can choose their digest frequency. So they'll get a summary of things like how many, if there's new comments, if there's new likes, things like that. So they can choose their digest frequency. We're thinking about calling it. It could be a daily summary, weekly summary, or monthly summary. And they'll be able to choose what they want included in that digest. When new comments are left on posts that they follow, when they're the author of a new post and comments are left there, when their posts or profile receive likes or bookmarks as well. So this is the direction we're thinking about going in. And this is probably several months away, but I just wanted to let you guys know that it is top of mind for us, and we will be taking steps to implement the beginnings of email notification settings that members can choose to include or exclude in their digests. All right, I've mentioned this one. We are moving closer and closer to this one, the ability to exclude smart lists when sending newsletters, again, allowing you to get a little more segmented and granular as to who receives email newsletters when you send them out. And then lastly here, the ability to improve workflows when you're matching member leads. The logic will stay the same. We're just going to improve some of the UI and user experience in that area of the admin. And as always, we want to thank you guys for all the support inquiries, the feedback, the questions and ideas you share in the Facebook group. We're going to continuously keep making updates and making things more awesome for you guys. So again, a lot of these updates come from you, the community, so thank you. And we're going to continue to work and improve things for you guys here. And actually, I did forget one thing here, guys. I did want to mention, the Google Translate tool is kind of quick and dirty. Sometimes the words and phrases aren't perfect because we write things that, these translation tools can't pick up perfectly. But besides that set aside, there have been instances where people ask us at Brilliant Directories, hey, I need my entire site on a separate domain name and I need it translated in French. How can I do this? Do I need to buy 2 licenses? Do I need to, rewrite everything? We never had a good answer for this. We've seen a couple BD customers, I can't share their sites, but they are using a tool called GTranslate.io. I'm going to show you that. It's not a Google company. The G stands for global. It was a little confusing for me as well. But let me show you their site. Again, these are for people who need an entirely separate domain, like a subdomain in French, like fr.mysite.com, and the entire site will be translated in French. This tool, and I'll share a link here, it allows you to set up a subdomain, and it will automatically, and you choose your language, and it will automatically translate that alternate subdomain into the language that you've requested it to be translated in. So let me just put this link here. We've seen that it does a pretty good job on those test sites. There is a free option. Basically, the free option would be a great place to start, just to test it out if you need to on your site. And then, if you like what you're seeing and it's part of your business model to have that alternate website, it may make sense to upgrade to one of the paid plans. But I think everyone, if you do need this, can start on the free plan and think if it might be a better option than the Google Translate add-on. Again, if you need a completely alternate and separate website automatically translated into another language, this seems to be the ticket here. So I just wanted to mention that. Lots of good updates coming down the line. And with that, we'll segue on to the tip of the week. David's done a fantastic job this week coming up with 7 realities of running a membership website. David, if it's okay with you, I'd love to pass it over and you could take us away with this amazing tip of the week.
Yes, please. So this presentation will probably be most useful if you're just starting your membership or directory website, or if you've launched it recently. If you've been running your website for quite a while now, you'll probably identify with some of these things. Maybe you'll think of other things that you can post and share in the Facebook group. But yeah, this should be a pretty interesting presentation here. So the first reality here, building it doesn't mean that they'll come. So we've went over this many times in previous webinars. I know when we speak on the phone or through email with a lot of our users, we really try to hammer home the point that you don't need to perfect every single little aspect of your website, initially at least, and then only to spend no time actually marketing it. People won't know that you have a great community and a great membership offering if they can't actually find you. So you want to have a viable market to target, understand the needs of that market, and then actually provide a solution to the market. So don't rely on if you build it, they will come. Instead, you'll want to build it and then actually tell them about it.
And actually, like personally, when I work on things, David, we, especially, running Brilliant Directories, we're a small team here. We all wear different hats. What I've learned works well is to compartmentalize your tasks and maybe spend 1 week or even a month on something, but then shift gears and change gears and focus on improving another aspect that keeps the wheels churning. Don't let perfect be the enemy of good is the saying. And don't hyper obsess over the smallest details on your site. I know a lot of us are building our site for the first time. A lot of us already have our routines to keep our sites going as well. So we shift gears, but you don't want to get stuck on the hamster wheel of just working on your site. You want to make sure that you're working on different aspects of your business, especially those of us who are solopreneurs and working on an island all on our own. We have to keep the different elements of our business going, which includes marketing, the designing of the website, business development, the finances, budgeting, things like that. So those are just some things to consider.
Absolutely. And because we've gone over many of these points in much greater detail in previous webinars, or we have blog articles written about them, we figured it would be a good idea to dig up some of those and share some of those links with you guys if you did want to read or watch some more about these individual topics. So this one here, it really goes over several points about effective marketing, where to find your target demographic online, how to target them, things like that. So gives you a little bit more broad ideas on this topic.
I think there's one more article that corresponds with this, David, on that point. 5 daily tasks to keep your membership website growing. This is a great way to diversify, what you're working on a day-to-day basis. I think it's how long is this video here? 20-minute video, but really packs a lot of punch in what you get out of it.
Excellent. Yeah, in that video, I think we discussed items like managing member inquiries, following up with new members, publishing content, sharing on social media, things like that. So that's definitely a great one to check out as well. Number 2 here, there isn't only one key to success. There's no one-size-fits-all strategy to guarantee success. That's probably the most common question we get here from some of our new users is, if there's one thing you could tell me to ensure my website success, what would that be? Unfortunately, it just doesn't exist, just like there isn't necessarily one key to success for any business. You could say maybe, work hard or, investing a lot of time and effort into it, but there isn't one specific element that we can really point to guarantee success for your website, because there are so many different tactics that work well. But at the end of the day, it really does depend on your individual website, who your target demographic and market is, where they tend to spend some of their time online, how you should best reach them, type of language that best connects with them, and how you can get your point across to them and convince them why your membership website is a necessity for them. So although that secret sauce, magic bullet, one-size-fits-all approach doesn't exist, there are several different tactics that are effective. A lot of that is quality over content. Most of these points that we go over here will be some of these keys to success that do work, generally speaking. But there isn't just one thing to focus on. It really does depend on your individual niche and your website and your community. And so going along with that, figured it would be a good idea to share this pre-launch checklist that we have. We share this with a lot of our new users. It really covers a broad range of items, such as identifying the initial problem that you'll be solving. Will your website and your solution provide an ongoing value to your members and your website's visitors? Is it sustainable? Is there actually an audience for what you're selling, the service, the community? So this is a great one to check out as well. Number 3, knowing what your audience wants. It's better to cater to your members' needs and effectively market your membership to them by actually understanding what it is that they want. So if you can find where your prospective members spend their time online, listen to what they're actually saying, what they're complaining about, what they're happy about, what they're looking for, and research what they need, and observe, just broader overall market trends in general related to your target audience and your prospective members, then you can really use all of this info that essentially they're already telling you online to help shape your membership offerings and to better understand what it is they're looking for and to help serve them and fill that need. So the closest you'll get to that secret sauce, magic bullet, one size fits all key to success is to understand your target audience, understand exactly what it is they need, and then figure out how you can provide a solution for them.
And also with this, I think one of the best ways to find out what your audience wants comes from calling people on the phone. You can send online surveys and stuff, but the best people to call are the ones who cancel or the ones who don't sign up. Because you can ask them, what didn't work out for you? What are we missing? What would you like to see? You can also call your existing members and also cross-reference what they like about your site, what they would love for you to add. So when we say know what your audience wants, what we're talking about here is outreach and reaching out to them. A lot of us aren't comfortable on the phone, but you'll be surprised, especially for people don't normally get calls from Facebook or, companies like that. So they'll be happy to, talk to you more than you think. You might want to create a short script for yourself. Don't sound robotic, or just make up some talking points to cover in that phone conversation. Make it short and easy and thank them. And at the end, ask them if they'd like to give you another try, and that you're going to work on some of those changes. So again, getting that feedback, calling them, making a list of cross-referencing popular things or common things that people are repeating or saying over and over. That's going to help you craft your messaging, your voice, what you're offering to your members, and ultimately that's going to help you result in more signups because now you're giving people what they're asking for or what they thought was missing. You're going to provide that for them. So outreach is the key here with point number 3.
Spot on. And to hopefully prevent some of those cancellations, we actually did a webinar tip of the week not too long ago, exactly on this topic, how to identify what your members really want. So this should come in handy for many people.
Let's see we have a table of contents here. So don't be afraid to ask for input, social listening, conduct surveys, observe market trends, follow the numbers. Really good video here.
And number 4, your primary job here will actually be to solve problems. So every business, whether you're a landscaper or a lawyer, you're solving a problem. People are joining your membership community to help them solve a problem that they're having and to help them reach a goal that they want to achieve. And by managing membership websites, your job is then to explain those goals and solve your members' problems. This should always be in the back of your mind, whether you're publishing new content, refining your membership offerings, whatever it may be, you should always have in the back of your mind, is what I'm doing helping to solve the primary problem of my members? And if it is, then it's probably going to be a success. If you're not sure, then you should ask either your current members or your prospective members if there's any Facebook groups online or subreddits where they hang out, anything like that. Figure out what other things it is that they need help with, that they're looking for, that they'd like help with, what goals they have that they need help with in order to achieve, and try to help them meet those goals. So convince people why they need to join your community. You don't want to have your community come off as a nice to have. It should come off as a need to have. And
also, just to expand on this, your website might be doing an amazing job solving the problem or providing the solution for the reason why people are joining your site. However, you may have a disconnect in your messaging explaining to people that that problem will be solved or that solution will be provided to them. So if we go back to point number 3 where we mentioned the outreach and calling your members, You might also hear that they just didn't understand what your website was about or what they can get from your website. So that's why we mentioned on this slide, your job is to explain to them what your website is going to do for them, not just solve the problems, but also explain that you're going to be solving the problems or providing the solutions you're providing. And that's the convincing them why they need to join. That why is you explaining in plain English or whatever language your website is translated into, but explaining to them plainly and clearly what they stand to gain from joining your community. It shouldn't be confusing. It shouldn't be over their top. Don't get too abstract with that messaging. It should be clear, cut, and dry what they stand to gain by joining your community.
That's exactly right. And actually a great segue into the tip of the week that goes along with this, where we covered the membership sales funnel basically from start to finish. It's basically a fancy way of saying the process of getting a new member signed up on the website. So in this presentation, we went over the awareness stage and ways to build awareness with your prospective members, both on-site and off-site. So, talking about the language that you use on your website, as well as what you may be doing off of your website, other places online, cold calling, emails, whatever it may be. We also talked about the second stage, which is nurturing interest. The third stage, which is actually persuading these prospects to purchase a membership or sign up for free, whatever it is you may be offering. And then that fourth stage, the actual conversion, closing that sale and setting the prospects, now the new member, up for success.
That's great. Quite a few topics that we cover in this video. Also looks like about a 20-minute video. I guess our tip of the weeks are about 20 minutes each time, David.
I guess that's the sweet spot we like to hit. So number 5, quality over quantity always. Not sure if there's another topic that we touch on quite as much as this, whether it's in webinars, phone calls, emails, whatever it may be. But from the content that's published on your website to the size of your email list, you always want to prioritize quality, not necessarily quantity. So as an example, 5 useful, insightful, entertaining articles on your website will attract more engagement and repeat readers than 100 low quality copy and pasted articles will. And even if people are just coming to your website, reading the article and then leaving, if they come back to your website a second time, a third time, they might start to realize that, okay, this website's actually providing useful information to me. Maybe I'll sign up for their newsletter. If they go to your join page, maybe they'll see you have a free membership or $5 membership that solves a problem that they're looking for a solution for. Another example, 50 engaged readers on your email list is more valuable than 500 absentee subscribers, because you're getting those 5, even though your email list might only have 50 people on it, if all 50 of them are constantly coming back to your website, clicking on those links in your email, engaging with the content, maybe leaving comments, that's better than having an email list of 500 or 5,000 where hardly any of them are actually clicking on those links in your newsletter and coming back to your website and engaging on your website with your community. So always focus on quality, not those vanity metrics. Not only will that help bring in more people, it will also ensure that your current and existing members stay happy because they know and they trust that you're providing them with quality content and information. And so I know at a glance, avoid these common membership website mistakes doesn't sound like it goes with quality over quantity, but many of the items that we had in this list, I believe we had 7 items in here, actually do touch on the quality over quantity aspect. Another element that we touch on in many of our tips of the week, trust is everything. Trust is important in any relationship, and it's important that we look at our interactions and the transactions that we have with our members, not simply as just that, transactions, but actually as a relationship. So when someone starts a membership, they're starting a relationship with us and with our community. So they need to trust that we can solve their problems in order to join our community, but then they also need to trust that we can continue to provide them with ongoing value. Since that's the only way we're going to keep them around, unless you're offering like a one-time membership fee. Most membership websites will be charging a monthly or an annual fee. And so in order to continue to get that recurring membership fee from them, we need to constantly be providing them with value. So there's a great quote by a gentleman named Bob Berg who said, with all things being equal, people will do business with people they know, like, and trust. So if you have a competitor out there, a competing membership community, and everything that they're offering is the same that you're offering, and everything's equal, At the end of the day, it will come down to who's more trustworthy. And the more trustworthy community, website, whatever it may be, will ultimately be the one that wins out. So trust is important. We touch on this a lot in previous webinars, blog articles, and other content that we have. The piece of content that goes along with this is 6 secrets to boost member loyalty. And in this, we go over several ways that you can continue to engage with your community and your active members, celebrate their achievements, emphasize their content, and really help cultivate the community.
Yeah, the example you shared, I've used before. It's like if there's 2 restaurants, they serve basically the exact same food. Why would one restaurant have a line out the door and the other one be empty? And if everything is equal, it comes down to the trust, the loyalty, the relationship. So that comes into the interpersonal connections that you can make with your prospective community. So that goes a long way. And a great way to boost that is with what we call social proof. That's with testimonials. That's with case studies showing use cases or other examples where individuals are enjoying or have been successful with your website or solution. That does help cultivate credibility and trust as well, are those testimonials. Because people want to get their feet wet. They're a little scared. They kind of want to see that other people have been here before them. That's actually called the early majority. After you already have signed up the people who are willing to try new shiny things, there's people who are a little more conservative and they need to see that something is a bit more established. And that's how you can differentiate yourself, is when you build and also showcase that trust that you have with existing members.
And you mentioned social proof, which leads us right into the 7th on our list here. Word of mouth marketing is powerful. So happy and successful members are a huge marketing asset for us. Other people saying that our membership offerings are useful is far more valuable than us saying it on our website ourselves. And this is essentially what social proof is. It's like if you're trying to figure out where you want to go for dinner, you might go on Yelp and see what restaurants are out there and see what kind of reviews they have. Or if you saw a new restaurant open up down the street, maybe you look that up online and see what kind of reviews it has. We're looking for social proof. We want to see that other people have good things to say about this product or service before we invest our own time and money into it. So happy members, they can end up giving you testimonials. They can talk about your communities to others. If they have coworkers, friends, family, other people online who might be interested in what you're offering. They can become affiliates if you want to offer that, so that they can help bring in new paying members to your website. And overall, they can just help you grow and improve your website. If you have a good relationship with your members, especially your most active or most successful members, it wouldn't be a bad idea to reach out to them maybe once a quarter, every several months, see if they have any recommendations for you, tips on what you can do to improve the maybe the navigation of your website, if they want you to offer any additional services that they're willing to pay you for, things like that. So keeping our members happy and ensuring their success is a great way to not just get feedback from them and improve our offering, but to also utilize them as a marketing asset. So keep your members happy so they can in turn help you. And speaking of social proof, this piece of content that we have, this just goes right back into social proof, asking members for testimonials and then how to utilize those testimonials, how to sprinkle them throughout your website to hopefully encourage new members to sign up if they do need that little bit of social proof to help them cross that finish line.
All right, let's do a quick recap here of the 7 items. So building it doesn't mean they'll come. You need to make sure that you're working on other facets of your business. It is a business. You want to run it like a business, and that'll keep you on the straight and narrow, and you'll see incremental progress when you work on your website like that. There isn't only one key to success. There really isn't a secret sauce. I think the secret sauce would be not being amazing at one thing, but being decent at many things. That's going to help the wheels and gears continue turning for your online business. Know what your audience wants. That's the outreach. Call cancellations, call people who are halfway signing up, call your happiest members and see what they love. Get that feedback and then use that feedback to construct the messaging that's in your marketing and website materials. Your job is to solve problems. So knowing what your audience wants goes hand in hand with solving the problems. So you want to make sure that you're delivering on your promises. Sometimes it's best to keep your solution as simple as possible. Maybe your website doesn't need to do 20 different things. Maybe do one or two things really well and make that the problem you're solving or the solution you're providing to your members. And then secondly with that is make sure you explain to them that you're going to solve those problems or provide those solutions to them. Don't assume that just because they're visiting your website and see the main menu and some smiley faces that they understand what the point of your community is. You need to explain it to them clearly, plainly, and simply. And then as David mentioned, quality over quantity always. I can't agree with that more. Even at Brilliant Directories, let's go back 8 years. We thought the best way to, promote the platform was by quantity. And we realized very quickly that we were just spinning our wheels. So we took our time and we started focusing on delivering quality content, better engaging the community, listening to our community members. And, it's working out really well. And that can be applied really to any business because people aren't dumb these days. Consumers, they do their research. They can't be fooled or tricked as easily as before. They're very savvy. So you want to make sure that you're delivering quality service and a quality product and a quality community to people, that people want to be part of something. They want to be part of a cohort. It makes them feel special. And your website can be that place for many people. And that just goes into the number 6 here, where trust is everything. If two restaurants serve the exact identical food almost, what's going to set one apart? It's going to be that customer service. It's going to be making people feel good. That's building that trust and having that rapport with the users and the customers of your website. So building trust, cultivating loyalty, and it's reciprocal. You have to also respect your members, and then they will in turn respect you. Again, we're dealing with very savvy users and community members these days. There's a lot of competition and markets available for people. So to stand out, people will not forget good service that you provide to them. And then that's where the word of mouth marketing comes in, is when you do provide that good experience, they will tell their friends and family and colleagues of the good experience that they're having or had with your website or solution. So word of mouth marketing is the most powerful marketing these days. And it will also solidify your longevity, because you'll have loyal evangelists who trust your brand, who name you by brand name to their friends and family. So keep that in mind. And then with that word of mouth, you want to put those testimonials online, put them on your website, show those use cases and examples, put them on your social media channels, and have a real dialogue with your community online in the public, and show other people who are just peeking in and who may be interested that your community is welcoming and that there may be a place for them there. So David, I love the order that you put these 7 elements in. I think they do correspond to each other one after another. And but what we can do now is segue into some questions and answers, whether it's from the tip of the week, if it's for your own website. We'll take a handful of questions here. Good friend Eric here. I'm going to unmute your microphone. Eric, how are you doing today?
On my website, I have a person that I want to be a rep and not show the finance on there. So when they log in, on the dashboard section where it shows you your finance of totals.
Absolutely.
I want to be able to delete that so they don't see what we have.
Okay, so what you can do is I'm in the admin account section here. You can see the screen, right?
Yes.
So what you can do is, for your different users, under the actions, you can edit their admin role. So
Okay.
What you can do is, we have documentation on it, but we have some pre-made ones. So maybe you just want them to have member manager or content access. These are our default roles here. However, what you can do is you can go to admin role settings, and you can actually create a new admin role. What's the name of your staff member or whoever?
It's Audrey.
Okay, we'll say Audrey. Audrey's, Audrey role. And what you can do here, you don't really need a role description, is these are all the areas of the admin where someone can have access to. So maybe you want to enable everything except the finance one, which is right here. Or you can control it however you want to. And then you just save this role down here and then assign this as Audrey's role when you're assigning the admin. So you can pick and choose, and everyone has this on their site. These are admin role permissions, and it basically will stop, if it's not checked, it will stop the admin from accessing they won't even see these areas of the admin area.
Oh, perfect. Awesome. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. Good luck to you there. Yeah, it's pretty common. You have different staff members or team members working on the site. They don't all need access to every aspect the owner of the website has. All right, a few more hands up here. We've got our good friend Wilf. I haven't seen Wilf here in a while. Good to have you with us. Gonna unmute your microphone there, Wilf. How are you? Long time no see.
Yeah, I've been hanging in the weeds. So desperately trying to get some sites going. I have two simple quick questions,
sure,
if that's okay. So first one being, one site that I'm trying to launch right now, I'm sort of having fits with my header image on mobile view. So on the desktop view, it's okay, but on the mobile view, it just doesn't render properly. So do I need special images or do I need code?
Do you mind sharing it so I can take a look?
Dentalimplants.fyi.
Okay, let's see if we can see what you're referring to here. And so what's the issue you're having on mobile, just so I can get a clearer picture? So here's like a mobile view here.
Yeah, so it's like that. So somehow I was hoping perhaps the primary image, let's say the skeletal view, could be small enough that the whole image would be visible.
Yeah, the slider image is behaving as it should. This is how mobile view works. It's not going to. We have a setting for standard view, but I repeatedly tell people you don't want that, where it's going to show the whole image, but it's going to cut off here. It's going to make it a rectangle, and then there's going to just be empty coloring here. So this is correct behavior for mobile, what we're seeing here.
I see. Okay, thank you.
Now for your ad question, and this is good for everyone. So if you have ads enabled on your entire website, but you don't want them on specific pages, I can show you where you can disable it for those specific pages. Let's say it's your home page, for example. The same setting is for all the pages. But let's say it's on just as an example, your login page. Okay, what you should have here are page options. And one of the page options are to hide the banner ad modules on this page. So they'll just cease to be visible on this specific page. Now, these are for your static standalone pages. There are pages such as your search results pages and things like that are kind of like dynamic templates. Those are your SEO templates. So if you wanted to disable it, you would follow the same logic. So let's say this is the member write a review page right here. So if you didn't want ads to show on the write a review page where people are writing reviews for members, same concept here. You go to page options, and again, you want to hide banner ad modules here. Now, for specific membership levels, I believe there is a setting for that. Let me edit a membership level here. And if I search for ads, right here. So here, it's kind of does what the page setting does, but you can show banner ads on profile page, yes or no. So based on the membership plan, the membership that you have, you can turn off banner ads in this setting. So just search for ads up here, or banner ads, I guess, would be more helpful. There it is right here, banner ads. And you can set this to no, and you really don't need to do anything else to turn off banner ads on those profiles. So I understand the logic. Higher tiered plans, you may not want to show ads on those profile pages.
Correct. It would become sort of part of the value proposition.
Exactly. So I hope that helps a bit for you.
Thank you so much. You went through at warp speed, so I look forward to watching the replay of the video.
Okay. Just go to edit the page and the page options there for the test.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right, good question there. And we got a good friend, Brian B. How you doing today?
Pretty good, and you?
Pretty good, pretty good. How do you like the webinar so far?
Oh, great. Lots of great information. I learned a lot.
Awesome. Okay, what can we help you with today?
I had 2 quick updates I wanted to see if you guys are able to implement in the future. They're both having to do with coupon codes. The first one is, how about allowing for upgrades only like you do for new only, but just upgrades only?
The coupon code only works for upgrades only.
Yeah. Because there's a setting for new and upgrades, and there's a setting for new, but there's not one for upgrades only. Say you want to like convince your members to only upgrade and be able to use that coupon for only upgrades, you know?
Okay. And what's the other one, the other suggestion?
The other one is a possibility. You know how like events have recurring events?
Right.
I was thinking like recurring coupon codes for like New Year's, Christmas, Black Friday, you know, ones you can set up to recur every year instead of having to update the year every year after it passes by.
Gotcha. Yeah, we could talk about it with the team and see what the possibility. No promises on that one, but we can definitely chat about it with the team and see what the demand is for something like that.
It's mostly like just for like holidays and stuff like that. You know, I mean, if you're in a different country, obviously you'd have a different holiday, but that would be up to the member to set that. You know.
Okay. Cool. No, thank you for those suggestions. Definitely. Everything we get from the webinar, we share with the team. So thank you for sharing that, Brian. I'll be sure to see what we can do. All right. Well, phenomenal webinar. It's been great to be with everyone here today. The next webinar is in 2 weeks. So we'll be sure to see you there. And yeah, really, really good tip of the week here as well. Thank you, David, for putting that together. 7 realities for running a membership website. If we didn't get to your question today, please ask it in the Facebook group. You can head on over to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook. Go ahead and post your questions in there. Again, the next webinar is in 2 weeks. It's been great being with everyone here today. On behalf of myself, David, and the entire Brilliant Directories family, thank you guys so much. Have a great day and a brilliant week. We will see you in 2 weeks. Bye-bye now.